Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat. You're watching iGyan, and for a while, a lot of you have been asking us for a full review of the OnePlus U1 television. So in this video, we're going to tell you what are the good things about it and what are some of the bad things that we found about it. And should you buy it or should you consider some other television? We'll let you know all those details in this video. So let's quickly get started. Now, the U1 series of television comes right after the Q1 series of televisions that were launched last year. They were considered expensive compared to some of the other manufacturers coming in from China. OnePlus's TVs were priced in somewhere close to the 1 lakh rupee price bracket, and that made them expensive, almost competing with the likes of Samsung and LG televisions. Also Sony, which basically ruled the television segment in the premium side. The U1 series of televisions from OnePlus changed that a little bit, bringing the cost of the TV down to about 50,000 for the 55-inch television. And there's also a Y series of televisions that is considered a budget option, and that comes starting at 13,000 rupees. So you get a variety of options. If you want something on the budget side, you get a cheaper television with the Y series. If you want something mid-range, you get the U1 series, which is about 50,000 rupees. And if you want something more expensive, you get the Q1 series or the Q1 Pro. Let's talk about the build quality of the television. There is a lot of changes from the Q series, and there is a lot to like about the TV. First of all, it ditches the single stand and changes that for two side stands. This is good for certain things and also not so good for certain things. So if you have a smaller table, a center stand is preferable. But if you have a long television unit, then you can use this kind of stand where the stands are on either side of the TV. There's quite a lot of distance between them, so you would need a longer surface if you want to keep your TV on the table itself. You also have the ability to wall mount. This time, however, the wall mount is not included with the television, and you'll need to buy it separately, or you'll need to call OnePlus to come in and install it, because in the previous edition you would get the wall mount with the TV inside the box. They've also changed the design of the television itself, where the panel itself goes all the way to the top and it remains slim at about 6.5 millimeters, whereas the bottom bit, which has all the control unit of the television, including the display adapters, everything sits on the bottom, and it's a much thicker unit. This is also where your VESA mount is, so if you want to attach your television to a wall using a standard VESA mount, the screws for this are at the back as well. The connection ports are also plenty, and they're also covered up by the same panel that we saw the last time around. This is also plastic in a carbon fiber finish. It gives the TV a nice look, but I'm not sure about the carbon fiber print, and it doesn't look very classy on a TV like this. So for the chipset, you get a MediaTek chipset with a quad-core CPU clocked at 1.5 GHz. You also get the Mali G51 GPU. You get 2.5 GB of RAM and 8 GB of onboard storage on this. There are USB ports, and you can attach external storage if you want to run some media off of it, or if you want to record gameplay on the media, you can do that because the TV has that feature inbuilt. Now, it's an Android 9 television, and the display is a 4K display with a 60 Hz refresh rate. It is HDR10 plus rated, and it is also Dolby Vision rated, so it has an 1000 nit of peak brightness at least, if not more. That is the minimum requirement for that. And though OnePlus doesn't give full details about the kind of brightness this television has, the display is really bright and punchy, even if you're looking at it in a well-lit room like we are right now. So while the display is well lit and HDR and Dolby Vision content is available, the viewing angles on the display are not the greatest. If you look at the TV from a little bit of an angle, you'll see that the colors and the display is completely washed out. What I also don't like is the quality of the speakers. They're not very loud as such, and they're backfiring, and then they reflect the sound. It seems like the sound is coming from a distance. It doesn't seem like there is a direct connection with the sound as far as the television sound is concerned. The volume levels are considerably high on the television, but the clarity and the kind of sound you're getting from the TV is not as good as expected from this television. The new remote is also pretty nice to look at compared to the previous generation of the OnePlus television. You automatically get Amazon and Netflix buttons right on the remote. Of course, using the remote is that much simpler because the remote has better ergonomics. Now, because it's running Android 9, you also get OnePlus's own skin on the television, which is called Oxygen Play. And you get lots of streaming options in that. And there's also a way where they sync up all your favorite streaming services, including Netflix and Amazon Prime, and display content directly in the Oxygen Play system, which allows you to not only look at the content, but also directly jump from one streaming service to the other without needing to switch between different applications. This makes navigation through content and also keeping track of your favorite shows easier, because otherwise you would need to, for example, if you're watching a show on Netflix and one on Amazon Prime, then you would need to sort of get into Netflix and see if the new episode is available, and then get out and go into Amazon Prime and see if the new episode is available. With Oxygen Play, you'll get all that information directly on the home screen or the dashboard of Oxygen Play. It's also great for people who like local language content, so lots of language options available, and you can also sort out content based on the language that it is available in, and quickly jump between different languages, and the Oxygen Play user interface supports all of that. The TV is also great for playing console games, so if you have a console that does support 4K 60 like a PlayStation Pro or one of the new Xboxes, then you will be able to enjoy all that content here. But if you're planning on gaming via a PC, bear in mind that you will be limited to 60 Hz, and even if your PC does support faster refresh rates, the television will not be able to comply with that. So at a price of 50,000 rupees, while the OnePlus U1 series is much cheaper than their Q1 series, I feel that there are lots of other options available in the market. If you're looking for something in the Android television ecosystem, and you don't mind the fact that they're Chinese manufacturers, then Xiaomi makes a television that is much cheaper, and I find that the quality of the television and the panel seems slightly better on the Xiaomi TV. So in comparison to the Xiaomi television, even though Xiaomi's television doesn't display the same kind of brightness that the OnePlus TV does, it has a consistent picture where the display doesn't blur out at angles, and the OnePlus television does blur out at angles, and you see a lot of color fade and display fade if you're looking at the TV from an angle. But I would also like to recommend LG's and Samsung's televisions because of a simple fact that their user interfaces are a lot more refined. If you look at LG televisions, they have WebOS, which is not only secure but also has this air mouse feature where the remote acts as a pointer and you can simply move it around and point at things. It makes navigating through the user interface that much simpler and faster, and all your streaming apps are also available on that. Newer generation televisions, including those from Samsung and LG, also support Apple AirPlay streaming and also Apple TV native apps on the television itself. So if you're on the iOS side of things, you can consume Apple content directly on the television without needing things like an Apple TV. With AirPlay connectivity, you also get the ability to stream directly from your iPhone or your iPad, and you also continue to get things like Chromecast on the television. So if you're looking for something that is cheap and has Android TV, Xiaomi makes a television which I would recommend. And if you're looking for something in this price bracket, you can pick one 4K HDR capable television from LG or from Samsung, which will give you the same features, better build quality, a better user interface. Of course, you won't get Android television as an operating system because Samsung and LG both have other operating systems as their TV OSs, but they are all more secure and they offer up the same streaming apps. If you're not looking for additional apps, then that side of the television space seems much more mature, has a better and proper service network, and the TVs, just from everything, the unboxing experience to the end user experience, including the panels with zero display angle fade, almost on both LG and Samsung televisions. So at that price bracket, you can pick up any of those, and you're not going to be spending too much money. You do get additional features on OnePlus TVs, including their app that is available on both Android and iOS, but that simple feature may not be good enough for the lack of quality of the panel that we're seeing on the OnePlus TV, even though it's a VA panel manufactured by Samsung. That's it for our review. I would not recommend that you go pick a U1 television just as yet. There are several other options like I mentioned. I would recommend that you get a LG or a Samsung television. If you're in the same 50 to 55,000 rupee price bracket, you'll get a much better display experience and an overall usability experience from those televisions. That's it for this video, guys. If we help you in any way, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to iGyan. This has been Bharat Nagpal. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.